Well, while we got the all 4x4 ute and 79 series with an automatic is killing me because that could really cost me a lot of money. Listen to this. Oh, so smooth. We thought we'd shoot over here to the dismantling guys and do another junkyard review. These guys have some pretty unique vehicles in here again. Had a little sneak peek. So let's go and find Dave and take a look and have a go at some of these crazy vehicles that make you cry that they're wrecking. I got something just for me here, first up. What's going on? How you been, mate?
Good, yeah?
I see you bought me a car.
I did, yes.
So,
yeah, just for you.
This is pretty much exactly what Lazarus was when we started. Same colour.
Yep.
However, this one's got something a little bit more special under the bonnet.
Absolutely.
And is it for me?
Absolutely not.
I'll talk to Jeff.
Yeah, good.
Let's take a good look at it. Righto, so as far as 60 series go, this is probably the ultimate spec, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. This is the bee's knees. 12 HT Auto HJ61.
Makes me cry. So how many Ks on the old girl?
A small 570.
570.
Just running.
Yeah, so that's a pretty, that's almost a low K HJ.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah.
So they really do rack up the Ks, these things.
Yep.
And let's have a look, because it's like engine porn under here. The 12 HT.
Powerhouse.
Power steer, air conditioning,
Yep.
automatic, or like an 80 what model?
86.
86. Oh, it's a late vehicle.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Late model with all the mods on. This will go as a conversion. This will sell as a conversion. So motor, all ancillaries, and anything to do with running the motor will be supplied.
Well, I have noticed you do get quite a lot of older vehicles still.
Yep.
There's still a need and a want for these things, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, depending on the person's passion,
Yep.
this may live for many years.
I will, in Lazarus.
Yeah, yeah, good. Yeah.
The interior colour is even the same as mine, actually. It's just got the turbo seats in it.
Yep.
This is a really sought after, cool old car.
Yep.
The factory turbo 12 HT motor is regarded as one of the best Toyota diesels, if not best diesels ever made. These things are well sought after. A couple of really interesting facts is the 1 stands for direct injection, the 2 stands for second generation, the H is the engine family, and the T stands for turbocharger. And all those things put together, the old motor still only puts out 100 kilowatt and 315 newton meters of torque, which back in 1986 would have been a powerhouse. But by today's standards, it's actually quite weak, and with an engine with 560,000 kilometers on it, that's probably why it still lives today. With a capacity of 4 litres and those modest output numbers, that's why these old dinosaurs kept going forever. They were just a safe, old, reliable workhorse. What an old weapon, I'd love to take it home. Another strange thing with an older model car like this, especially a 60 series that would have been used for towing, is these things, up until around the 1985 to 86 point, did not have a tow rating. And it's still a grey area to this day. What you can or cannot tow with a 60 series, comment below if you guys have done the research and looked into this further, because it is a very murky one to try and find out what the tow rating is on these old rigs.
Too much.
Righto, a Hilux. KUN 26 is the designation, isn't it? KUN 26?
Close. This one's the V6
That's right.
TRD Supercharger.
So this thing is pretty odd, pretty rare.
Yeah.
And to anyone, you just go, oh, that's another Hilux. You know, that year model was so popular. It's been, you know, it's fully sick. It's got the bar, and I won't put shit on that because we're putting one on Lazarus.
Yeah.
But a supercharged V6 TRD.
Yep.
So we'll have a look under the bonnet of this too, because that is pretty unique, especially to see at a wrecking yard.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the factory 1GR 4-litre V6
Yeah, how good's that?
with a nice Toyota supercharger on top.
This would be a good conversion for someone, or
Yeah.
maybe put in something unique.
Yeah, you could put in something unique or a pretty straightforward conversion for an existing 1GR vehicle.
Yep. FJ Cruiser fans out there, or are they a 4-litre or the 3.5?
This is a 4-litre.
4-litre,
Yep.
so potentially a conversion into an FJ Cruiser, which is a popular car.
Yep.
And pretty bulletproof old motor, eh?
Real good. Yeah.
Yep. So how many Ks has this got on, mate?
200 and something, I believe.
Yeah, so it's pretty low K.
Yep.
They're still a fairly old car, but yeah, you don't see too many of them around.
No, and in this condition too.
Yeah,
Someone's
yeah.
looked after this. Someone's loved this vehicle.
So what was? Oh yeah, it's got a bit of a left-hand panel
body
damage.
up there. Yep.
But being that it's a petrol V6, the insurance value is probably quite low, isn't it?
I'd imagine so.
Versus a diesel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So another cool car. That's number 2. There's a few more little gems in here. Let's go and have a look. Factory supercharged 4-litre V6 in this model made 225 kilowatt and 453 newton meters of torque, which even by today's standards is pretty stout. The top of the line Hilux at the moment, which still runs the diesel, doesn't come close to that for power. And these things were dead set, quite a bulletproof motor. And we're running around in the Tacomas in the US. One thing I noticed on this Hilux, that every tyre was dead flat. Apparently that's something tow truck drivers do. If they can't fit it on the lower level, they know it's a salvage vehicle, they just cut the side cutters, get it to where it's got to go. Ugh, makes you cry. Looks like there's nothing wrong with this thing too. Like, look at this. What a shame. What a shame there's such a horrible car. Well, Dave's pointed out the old green machine tucked away in the shed here. And what's unique is this is a 79 series, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah. 6-cylinder 79 series.
6-cylinder. It's got something pretty cool under the bonnet, as in not necessarily desirable, but very traditional.
Yeah. Desirable in the sense that it is very reliable.
Yeah, that's right.
With low Ks, 250,000 thereabouts on this, which is incredible Ks for one of these.
Yeah, so the old 1HZ, but in a 79 series body. So you got factory coil front end, and your leaf sprung rear, which would ultimately be the same as a 2024 model that I just bought, or very, very similar.
Pretty well. Yeah.
Old Toyota hasn't changed many things. The doors are actually still exactly the same. The mirrors fit from 84 to current. So yeah, old Toyota doesn't change much, and it's a shame. It's a shame this thing's written off. So is this colour factory?
Believe so. Yep.
Like that
Factory
in
green
itself
colour.
would be pretty rare, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like factory green like that.
And in this condition, clear coat's nice and not perished. It's, could just do with a buff, this thing.
Yeah. Yes, but
And a front end pulled out.
yeah, we'll duck around the other
Not
side in a minute and show you. So there are very genuine reasons why these vehicles are in a salvage yard.
Yeah.
There's so many vehicles here I just want to take home and fix, and I am going to convince them to give me one day. Doesn't look that
Take some
confident.
convincing.
The infamous 1HZ, and I say infamous because of its reliability, but this thing literally pretty much makes no power. 96 kilowatt and 270 newton meters of torque. I have owned a vehicle with one of these motors, and I can confirm that it is now the second slowest vehicle I've ever owned, with Lance, the 2H, taking the cake for being slow. But damn, these things live forever, and this one being a factory green 79 series with coil front end is it's a real gem, not a bloody bad old car at all. Why are all the tyres black?
Tow truck drivers. So if they come in on a car carrier and they've got the lower level and the vehicle can't fit under there,
Yeah,
pop
right.
it out there.
There you go. Righto, tucked in here, I spotted this one. We recently just did a caravan camping show down in Melbourne, and I did say how good the Jeep performed, that sounded to sound like I like Jeeps. And I've just picked one of these as the favourite cars in the yard, and it's a friggin' Jeep, but there is a good reason why. What? Hey boys! Boys! 2 minutes!
Thank you. Thanks for having your champ.
Have smoko, boys.
Don't tell them that. That'll
Have
be
a
the
can.
7th today.
The Jeep Cherokee, like, these things are notoriously unreliable. I'm not going to get many Jeep fans on this channel. Sorry guys, but this thing is super special. 6.4 litre Hemi under the bonnet.
Correct.
So what are we doing with this thing?
So this will be supplied as a conversion as well.
Yep.
So engine, ancillaries, all the gear to run this motor.
So these motors are actually pretty stout, pretty reliable.
Absolutely, quite a good motor. I believe it's what surrounds them. You know, that's the problem. But in saying that, it'll still be quite a good car, I guess.
Someone would potentially. Does the bonnet fit a normal Cherokee?
Yes, I believe so. And so it's got these fluted sort of sections here.
So you could potentially make your normal Cherokee more reliable just by putting the bonnet on.
Correct. Yep. A couple more horsepower that way too.
We really should stop picking on them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, let's have a look.
Yep. Sure.
Did they do a supercharged version?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be a weapon. There's a
Yeah.
track hawk or something.
Track Hawk's a supercharged one, I think.
Yeah. So how many
The same
Ks are on
motor.
this one?
150 something, I believe.
Okay, it's pretty low.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Tested up, perfectly fine.
Yep.
Good unit, just accident damage vehicle, hit up the rear.
Yeah, right.
So everything on the front end,
Perfect.
sweet. Yeah.
Another gem. That is a cracking motor, really. That would look good in Lazarus. That's a whole. I don't have the skill set for that, but that would be a pretty cool motor to put in a conversion for sure.
We'll put hairs on your chest, this thing.
That one would.
Sure.
That one would. I don't have any, so that's
Yeah, well, there you go. I'll do your deal.
Well, out of all the cars in the yard today, this is by far the fastest. This thing makes 344 kilowatts and 624 Newton meters of power in a big SUV. What a handful it would be. What a cool car. I know I pick on Jeeps a lot, but this one is actually genuinely good. These things are supposed to be quite a reliable and quite a stout motor. It's a shame to see something like this sitting in here, but this would be an epic motor for a cool conversion. Fifth one actually isn't a vehicle. We're walking past and we spotted a motor sitting here with the rocker cover off. And it was completely gunked up, and I know enough to know that that is a really poorly serviced engine and it's fully gunked up. So what is the story with that, mate?
So this will be an engine that's come out of a vehicle that we bought that just wasn't up to scratch, wasn't able to be sold. It's all gunked up here, as you can see, because it hasn't been serviced or looked after, which will result in the engine starving itself of oil.
Yes.
All right, and die. So we've decided we can't warrant that. We can't. That's not a good motor.
Yep.
So this is where it ends up. We're stripping for parts.
Yep.
If we can't stand behind what we sell, we don't sell it.
No, and for myself, looking for a donor vehicle for Lazarus, I have been looking around the auction houses because you know, there's different ways of doing it, and the whole vehicle is handy to have sometimes. So I've been looking at it, but that is the risk. That is the risk right there in front of you.
Yep.
In an auction house, you can't test drive. You can't do anything. Half the time, you don't even see the vehicle until you bought it, or most of the time. And that's the risk that you guys take on a daily basis.
Absolutely, yeah, we do. And the vehicle that this would have come out of looked perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's right. And you don't know if someone that's probably hasn't been serviced for 30, 40,000 Ks.
Yep.
And the vehicle can sound okay, but over time, then it starves of oil, because if that's up there, it's more than likely down in the sump.
Yes, pickup will be blocked.
Yeah.
She's running dry.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good one to just to have a look at, and it really is quite a visual of what can go wrong. And for you guys out there that don't service your vehicles enough, that's what happens. Is there anything more exciting here, mate? We need to find some more gems.
Other than me?
That'll do, thanks. Thanks for your time, bud.
Thank
and,
you.
We'll be back again another day.
Look forward to it.
Take it easy.
Thanks, guys.